Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the brand by Dany Vianna. So today I have a birthday party quad as well as a rose garden collection to share with you. Everything is releasing on February 12th. I'm not 100% sure when I can have this video up because there's a lot of videos going up that weekend. And I just got these like a couple days ago, so I'm not sure when I'll be able to get this video up, but they should stay available for a little while. In the description box, I will link the By Dany Vianna site, I will link their Instagram page, and then I'll link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. These are available for $13 each, and they are also available in sets. We have 14 polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So starting off with their birthday party polishes, up first we have Have a Slice, and this is described as a cream pastel yellow base with a mix of small neon glitter. So here's our first coat of Have a Slice. This is very opaque here on this first coat, just a little bit patchy and streaky. I am going to do a couple coats for full opacity. Depending on your application, 2 to 3 coats will cover you on this one. It is going to get, in my opinion, more yellow. That base color becomes more saturated with yellow pigment the more you build it up. So I did prefer this one in 3. You do get a good amount of glitter out, and they do spread out easily across the nail. It's not in abundance, so it does take a tiny bit of manipulation to get those to go where you want them to go. You'll want top coat. It is going to dry textured, and removal will take a little bit of scrubbing, so there are 3 coats. Up next we have Brigadeiro, and this one is described as a brown jelly base with holographic flakes and reflective silver glitter. Here's our first coat of Brigadeiro. This one is pretty opaque here on this first coat. I was able to get full opacity in 2 coats. This has a wonderful formula to work with. I didn't have any running, pooling, or staining. It does dry with some texture because of this reflective glitter, so you are going to want a thicker glitter-eating glossy top coat to finish this off, and removal will definitely take some scrubbing. So there are 2 coats. Up next we have Party Balloons, and this one is described as a clear to fuchsia pink thermal jelly with a mix of neon dot glitter. Here's our first coat of Party Balloons. This is such a fun thermal. I really enjoy this one. I didn't think I would love it as much as I did when I first got it and saw it in the bottle. These circle glitters are so freaking fun. They do take some manipulation to spread out evenly across the nail. This one does go to a clear, so I did do 3 coats for this. You are going to want top coat to finish this off, and removal is going to take some scrubbing. The transition on this one is super easy though, very sensitive to temperature. So there are 3 coats of Party Balloons. Next up we have Confetti, and this one is described as a topper with gold metallic flakes and a mix of metallic shred glitter. Here's our first coat of Confetti. I'm going to layer 2 coats of this on its own, and then I'm going to show you 1 coat as a topper. I do really like this one on its own, but I do think I would probably layer it up in about 3 coats for that. You are definitely going to want top coat to finish this off. It is going to dry dull and with some texture, and it actually does take some scrubbing to remove. These larger shredded metallic flakes do act more, in my opinion, like a glitter than a flake. So bear that in mind. It's not super difficult, but it is going to take a little bit of scrubbing. So there are 1 and 2 coats. And then moving on to the rose-inspired collection, here we have Raindrops on Roses, and this one is described as a mix of silver, holographic, and reflective glitter. This is in a clear base, and it is a topper. Here's our first coat of Raindrops on Roses, and just like the last one, I'm going to show you what this looks like in 2 coats on its own. It doesn't achieve full opacity, but I do think it's a beautiful, dainty manicure. I'm going to also show you what 1 coat looks like over black again. This is some glitter, so it is going to dry with some texture. You will want some top coat to smooth this out, and removal will again take a little bit of scrubbing. This one actually isn't too bad. Usually these reflective glitters are very scrub heavy, but this one isn't too bad. The glitter is sparse, so there's 1 and 2 coats. Next up we have Petals, and this one is described as a pure pink Aurora Shimmer topper. Here is our first coat of Petals. I love this. This is so beautiful, so dainty and shifty. Depending on your application, you can do 3 coats for full opacity. I'm going to show you 2, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like as a topper, and I do really love this both ways. As a topper, you do get more of that wow factor, that pop of shiftiness. It is going to dry on the dull side, so I do recommend top coat for that reason, but nothing in here is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. But over this black, this is a bold, shifty manicure. This is so stunning. So there are 1 and 2 coats. Up next we have White Rose, and this one is described as a white crelly with a gold to green foil Aurora shimmer as well as silver reflective glitter. Here's our first coat of White Rose. This one is so beautiful. I love the shimmer that's in here. It pops off of this sheer white base so wonderfully. I think this would make a stunning wedding manicure. I think this is kind of your, or not your, but it's a go-to manicure for like a work environment. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm sorry, I'm sick again, so my mind is like going a million different directions. I did get full opacity in 3 coats. You are going to want top coat. It is going to dry dull. Nothing in here will dry textured, and nothing in here will be difficult to remove, but there are 3 coats of White Rose. Up next we have Pink is 4, and it's described as a crelly pink base with a pink Aurora shimmer. Here's our first coat of Pink is 4. This one is a little bit sheer here on this first coat. It is going to build up nicely in 3 coats to full opacity. The formula was smooth and easy to work with. I didn't have any kind of running, pooling, or staining. A nice, beautiful, dainty manicure. I can absolutely see the rose inspiration behind this polish. This does dry on the dull side again, so I do recommend going in for top coat, but nothing in here is going to dry textured, so you won't have to have a thicker top coat, and nothing in here will be difficult to remove. But there are 3 coats of Pink is 4. Up next we have Bed of Roses, and this one is described as a red jelly base with a hint of pink background and tons of holographic flakes. Here's our first coat of Bed of Roses. This was a standout in the collection for me. This is so stunning. Reminds me of Alice in Wonderland for some reason, painting the roses red or something, but it goes so beautifully on. Such a smooth formula. I got full opacity in 2 coats, virtually a 1 coater, but the second coat does deepen the base color. It'll dry a little bit textured and removal's easy. So there are 2 coats of Bed of Roses. Next up we have Coral Sun, and this one is described as a neon coral base with a gold Aurora shimmer. Here's our first coat of Coral Sun. This is another one that I just love in this collection. Coral polishes to me are a staple in my rotations, especially for pedicures, so I really love this one. I got full opacity in 2 coats. You will definitely want top coat to finish this off. It is going to dry on the dull side, but nothing in here will be textured or difficult to remove, and I also didn't have any staining. So there are 2 coats of Coral Sun. Up next we have Pure Joy, and this one is described as a yellow curly base with a metallic green glitter shred. Here's our first coat of Pure Joy. This one is a little bit patchy here on this first coat. These flakes don't come out in abundance. I did do my first 2 coats with the bottle just normal, and then I held it upside down while my second coat was drying to apply a 3rd coat, and I was able to get a few more flakes out that way. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. It is going to dry dull and slightly textured, and removal will be easy. I did want to note I had the slightest bit of skin staining with this one when I was removing, but no nail staining. Next up we have Peach Tea, and this one is described as a sheer peachy coral base with an iridescent foil pink and peach flake. Here's our first coat of peach tea. This one is pretty sheer on this first coat. It is going to build up well-ish. I didn't get 100% full opacity, but I was personally happy with the coverage. You could also double this one as a topper. I did not do that. I just wore 3 coats of it on its own, and again, I was happy. I do really enjoy the squishy factor, really enjoy the jelliness of this one, and it is a very original in my collection. You are going to want top coat. It is going to dry textured, but relatively glossy all on its own, and removal will be easy. So there are 3 coats of peach tea. Next up we have Dark Prince, and this one is described as a deep red to almost black when cold thermal jelly with black and black to red micro flakes. Here's our first coat of Dark Prince. This is a thermal, and I'm pretty sure it died in transition to me because of the extreme weather that we've been having. But my gosh, how stunning is this? Even though it has died, I think, it didn't react to cold or warm for me, so I'm pretty sure it's dead. It is a standout in the collection. I really love this color combination. I really love the formula. I got 2 coat full opacity. Removal will be easy, and it will dry textured. And lastly for today we have New Leaves, and this one is described as a dark green jelly base with a magnetic effect from red to copper to red. And here's our first coat of New Leaves. This is another standout in the collection for me. This is one of those prugly colors that not everybody is going to love, but I really enjoy them, especially in the fall time. The formula was wonderful to work with. I did do 3 coats for full opacity before magnetizing. I do like my magnetics to be completely opaque before hitting it with the magnet. That way, when it pulls from other areas of the nail, I don't have any kind of bald spots. You are going to want top coat to finish this off, and removal will be easy. I will also link my magnets in the description, and there are 3 coats. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.